there is cart number 222, which is one of our local drivers, Sasha Haider from the Descartes School Racing Team. Like that name, Descartes School Racing Team. Sasha Pierre Haider, cheerful guy, best of the Germans, he says. Well, there is Urban Star in shot, but he's doing us a disfavour. He's stopping us looking at Tiffany Chittenden. She's in cart number 284, sister of Tamsin Germain, the only pair of sisters ever to race in the Rotax Euro Challenge. So here they come, rolling out onto the circuit for their formation lap. This will be a 12-lap race for Rotax Max seniors that failed to qualify for the second chance heat. So these are people who have been struggling a little bit in this race meeting, either not as experienced as the others, or maybe they've had some mechanical misfortune. We did actually have a lot of technical infractions on the early part of the race meeting, which led to some disqualifications, which was always a little bit unfortunate. That's a nice view, our not aerial shot, but our high camera shot, which Eric the cameraman is manning. That is the back straight at the top of your screen, and they will make a big wide right hand sweep here to come onto the home circuit and just beneath us to the starting line. Well, confirmation of the starting grid there. Urban Starry on the front row, Harry Tinknell from the RL Racing Team. Harry's been a little bit unfortunate, but he's good enough to start on the front row of this one. Behind him, as you see, the lady of the class, Tiffany Chittenden, with Otto Berznieks of Latvia. Jack Svinkel's another surprise. He was a junior last year. It's always difficult to move up junior to senior, but hey, Jack would have had some misfortune to put himself in this position. But watch out as a dark horse to win this one. Jack Svinkel's in cart number 242. Well, it's a long way to come from Australia to Europe, and Daniel Rochford on the 7th row, cart number 276 for Intrepid Force Rotax. He's struggled. The only one in that team that's struggled, because we've had some stunning performances from the likes of Kevin Rijkaard, Josh Hart, the New Zealander, and and Dominic Kryhammer. But sadly, Daniel Rochford struggling a little bit. He starts this one on row 7. It's a 12-lap race. The formation lap takes them onto the back straight. There you see that climb up onto the mound. The television screen captures it just over the mound, and then it's a really fast right-hander. Not fast on the formation lap, but fast in racing pace. Big sweeping right-hander. Remember Sean Murphy coming off on a fast, just on the last bend of the last lap, one of the races a couple of seasons ago. Well, we're racing, and 218 Urban Starry jumps immediately into the lead, and that looks to me like Harry Tinknell getting a decent start as well. Tiffany Chittenden, has she gone into second place? Just looking on the screens, no. Tiffany's only about in 4th place, I believe. Coming down towards the hairpin at Marshall Point 4. Cart number 284, Tiffany Chittenden, who didn't get as good a start as I first credited her with, and that's a little bit unfortunate. But Urban Starry from pole position leads in cart number 218 from 284. Nah, I'm getting it wrong. That is 287, isn't it? Tiffany Chittenden, I was reading for 287, so Tiffany Chittenden did get the good start. Well done to her, well done to Tiff. But Urban Starry leads the race down the back straight for the first time in 12, sweeping into this big white right-hander and completing the first lap 1 of 12. So Urban Starry leads Tiffany Chittenden. The Ukrainian driver Mikhailo Kurdlov in cart number 266 is in 3rd place. Well, I have to say that's a little bit sad for one or two of the drivers who I expected to be going a little bit better than that. Yavi Fabry in 4th place. Ben Eden has moved up into 5th place. That is good. Urban Starry continues to lead. Urban Starry, Tiffany Chittenden, Mikhailo Kurdlov. As the race leaders moving through the Serpentine, the hairpin right, start number 284 in shot. Disappearing over the brow of the hill and coming round to complete another lap. Urban Starry now, the pressure being applied by cart number 284. So, are we going to get a good dice at the front? We always want to see a good scrap at the front. And Tiffany Chittenden takes the lead off Urban Starray. Urban Starray is in cart number 217, but gets 218, but gets it back, but momentarily at the top of the hill. So the best race at the moment is the race for the lead. There is Starray, the Slovenian champion. Cart number 284 is Tiff Chittenden. Well, these two have pulled away from the rest. There's a good dice for third and fourth between Kurdlov and Ben Eden. Ben Eden's going particularly well, but I have to watch this race at the front because Urban Starray in cart number 218 for Slovenia, driving for AMD Mosta, and is passed there by cart number 284. 284 goes into the lead. 284 is Tiffany Chittenden driving the wild cart for Dadson Motoring, but Urban Starray retakes the lead. So for 3-4 times we've seen a change of lead. Starray leads at the moment. Chittenden is first on the brake, or later on the brakes, but she gets the angles too wide. The angle of this bend is going to be in favour of Tiff, and so Tiffany Chittenden leads once again from Urban Starray. Now, let's work out. There's parts of the circuit that are definitely favouring Urban Starray. There are parts favouring Tiffany Chittenden, but I think possibly Tiffany Chittenden has just broken Urban Starray a fraction. Well, as we go through the Serpentine, this is the part of the circuit where Urban Starray will fight back, and let's have a look down the fast back straight. It looks to me as if Tiffany Chittenden has now just broken marginally the toe, and she leads as we come over. At the end of that lap, underneath the cart care gantry, Tiffany Chittenden leads from Urban Starray. Ben Eden, who started way down the field on the fifth row, is in third place after that good dice with Kurlov, Mikhailo Kurlov. Just shows how international this series is, doesn't it? Sad to see Danny Rochford still at the back in 10th place of these 11 that are racing. So the Australian struggling a little bit, the teenager learning a lot from this experience, but it's not really... Well, as I speak, let me look back at the front of the circuit because Urban Starray is a lot closer to Tiffany Chittenden than he was on the previous lap. We go through this Serpentine, the Rotax Max Challenge Serpentine, the right-hander onto the back straight. And Tiffany Chittenden, love watching Tiff race, but Tiffany Chittenden said at fast racing pace is not easy for commentators. But hey, it would put a smile on the face of Tiff because she's had some misfortune now. Urban Starray fighting back and bidding for the lead and going into the lead. Urban Starray, not quite sure. That was the point at which Tiffany Chittenden had previously been having an advantage from Urban Starray. Right now, it's Urban Starray back in front. Cart number 218, the Slovenian multi-champion. And he leads us on that head-on shot there, but Tiffany Chittenden fighting back. We're on the return home straight. Just below them here, you see the start line going into the tight left-hander that leads into the Serpentine. Chittenden fighting back on Starray, and Chittenden takes the lead, and I have to say that was a little bit of a surprise. The angle's now favouring Urban Starray to come back absolutely side by side, wheel-to-wheel racing. Well, commentators often talk about wheel-to-wheel racing, but that really was. The advantage once again is with Urban Starray, but Tiffany Chittenden closes the gap. 0.22 seconds it said there, but Chittenden back into the lead. Well, that was the point at which Starray took the lead on the previous lap. Chittenden repays the favour, if favour it is. Well, have to say that Tiffany Chittenden is a very strong racer on the domestic scene in the United Kingdom. She's certainly been a strong contender in DD2 in the Rotax Euro Challenge, struggled in Rotax Max Senior, hence not even qualifying for the finals or last chance saloon, but this Mojo Cup is an opportunity for some glory. Well, whether she wins it or not, whether Urban Starray wins it or not, they've given us a fabulous race so far. We're at the half race distance already, 7 laps being completed now, so we have 5 to go in this 12-lap race. Well, again, it's tempting to say that Tiffany Chittenden might have broken the toe. Urban Starray is not in a position to challenge for the lead as we go down the hill at this point, but I hesitate to say that that seminal defining moment of the race has come, because both of these drivers have had 4 or 5 kart lengths between each other and yet come back to retake the lead. The advantage with Chittenden, Starray has the challenge. You're not mentioning Ben Eden in third place because we're watching that good scrap, and that's a shame because cart number 253, Ben Eden having a really good dice. Ben Eden riding out of the Pro Train awning. A little bit disappointing in the preliminaries, glances over his right shoulder, but he's tracking these front two. 0.4 of a second in favour of Chittenden on the previous lap. Let's have a look now, 0.545. So, possibly we have had a defining moment in the race. Tiffany Chittenden leading Urban Star A, Ben Eden in third place, Otto Berznieks up to fourth place, the Latvian who now races cars, coming back for a one-off drive with us. Marcel Ernst is in fifth place, Sasha Haider, the local driver, sixth. Danny Rochford, the young Australian in kart 276, got himself up into seventh place from 10th, so a good effort by him. Well, as I look at the screen, I worry that I might have, that's the timing screen, I worry that I might have missed some action on our television screen, but as you see in shot there, Tiffany Chittenden still got a lead over Urban Star A. Ben Eden there going over the brow in front of Otto Berznieks. Otto Berznieks, kart number 308, Ben Eden, kart number 253. Under the kart care gantry, 3 laps to go, 3 to go, and in this Mojo Cup, the front 4 are pulling away a little bit now. Kart number 317 you see in shot is Marcel Ernst. He's having a good dice, an all-German dice with Sasha Haider. Kart number 222. There you see 222. Sasha Pio Haider. And he's racing Marcel Ernst. Marcel Ernst, kart number 317 out of the Mirror Motorsport awning, as is Otto Berznieks. He's driving his Rotax Euro Challenge debut here in this round 2 at Wackersdorf in Germany. Nice blue sky, a little bit of cloud in the sky, but hey, we look to be set there. On the circuit, we look to have Tiffany Chittenden. Now, let's have a look, the dice for third and fourth. Well, that's sort tightened up, hasn't it? Because Ben Eden in kart 253 under much challenge from Otto Berznieks. Otto Berznieks in kart number 308, a lot tighter challenge than we saw. Those 3 going beneath us there. 276, Danny Rochford 7th. 230, George Karakoulas, the only Greek in the event, 230 is 8th. And Arti Ramo, another German driver, 314. They're having a fabulous dice. Hope you're enjoying watching this on screen. And that looks to be a significant little move between those 3. Think that was Danny Rochford making further forward progress. It was. So young Daniel Rochford, who's had a disappointing day, or rather a disappointing weekend, is finally getting a little bit of form from the back in the Rotax Mojo Cup. Well, going back to the front, Urban Star A was momentarily very close to Tiffany Chittenden, but made a little bit of an error there. So have we still got a twist to the tail? Third place is a good scrap between Ben Eden and Otto Berznieks. It's a dice for first and second, a dice for third and fourth, and Urban Star A definitely reeling in Tiff Chittenden a little bit, so let's stay with those 2. And Urban Star A retakes the lead, or does he? Not quite. Well, it's a fabulous race for the Mojo Cup. Kart number 284, Tiffany Chittenden. Kart number 218, Urban Star A. The race is not all over. We're on the last lap. Half a lap to go, and Urban Star A doesn't want to come home in second place. Tiff Chittenden goes in very, very tightly. Urban Star A carries more weight and gets closer in the Serpentine. Is a move available? Oh, and a little bit of an error by Tiffany Chittenden and Urban Star A side by side. Just half a bend to go, or half a lap to go, and Tiff Chittenden takes the fast wide outside line, and the drag to the flag sees the lady win it. Well, that was a really, really good finish, because again, using the commentators' cliche, they were wheel to wheel down the back straight for the final time with just the right hand sweep to go. And with Tiffany Chittenden on the fast outside, she decided we're not defending the line, we will just hit the hard button and make sure that we carry the speed round the bend. Well done. The first lady to win a final in a Rotax Euro Challenge, but it's not the sort of final that Tiffany would be too proud of, because it's the consolation final in effect, the Mojo Cup. However, don't knock it. All you can do is beat the drivers in front of you. Well, an excellent drive by Urban Star A. It takes 2 people to put on a good show, and Urban Star A in second place, and Tiffany Chittenden making a really, really, really good race of that one. In third place, a good drive by Ben Eden, holding off the challenge of Otto Berznieks. The all-German clash saw Sasha Pio Haider get 5th place in front of Marcel Ernst in 6th place, and in shot you see cart number 284 there, Tiffany Chittenden, just cruising round. Well, it has been a little bit of a struggle converting from the DD2 class. You see the Dadson Motorsport. Well, yeah, there was a little bit of a contact perhaps, but it was a good hard race, and it was a fair race. So Tiffany Chittenden, because she was struck, is why she's crawling back. I'm being advised. That wasn't something that I saw. The front is very much damaged, isn't it, that nose cone? Well, Tiffany Chittenden crawls in at only walking pace to very warm applause. I see Michael Simpson down there giving warm applause to Tiff Chittenden. And Danny Pennell of Dadson Motorsport will be proud as well. Urban Star is second, Ben Eden third, the 1, 2, 3. Well, hope you enjoyed that one. That was the Mojo Cup for Rotax Max Seniors. We go on to the pre-finals in our next action, coming out in 10 minutes' time. The Masters coming out for their pre-final.